Welcome to Daily Stoic Practice, your compass to navigate the complexities of modern life with ancient wisdom. Have you ever wondered why sometimes even you can't fully understand your own thoughts or actions? Behind every decision, every emotion, there's a part of your mind quietly working in the background that's your subconscious. Though we rarely recognize it, much of what we choose and how we react comes from this hidden place within us. So, are you curious about what lies deep within your mind? About the roots of those feelings or automatic actions that at times we just can't explain? Today, I invite you on a unique journey, a journey to understand yourself, to go beyond everyday patterns of thinking, grounded in the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic emperor and philosopher. He left us with principles so profound, they can help each of us find our core values, our life ideals, and above all, a sense of inner peace. Imagine each of these principles as a doorway leading you to explore hidden corners of your soul. From here, every story, every thought will open up, helping you truly understand yourself and find genuine inspiration. This isn't just a video, it's a journey to unlock self-understanding. 1. Trusting your instincts. Have you ever felt that strange, unexplainable feeling when faced with a big decision, like taking a new job, moving to a new place, or starting a new relationship? It's as if a quiet voice inside is telling you that this is the right choice, even if you can't logically explain why. That's your instinct, a loyal friend that we often ignore. Marcus Aurelius once advised that each of us has an internal compass, a kind of intuition that helps us find the best path forward, even when the way isn't clear. The next time you're in a tricky situation, try listening to what your instincts are telling you. For instance, imagine you receive an attractive job offer, but there's a nagging feeling of unease. Ask yourself, where is this feeling coming from? Sometimes that instinct is warning you about an environment that might not suit you, or a risk you haven't yet seen. Don't rush to dismiss it. Instead, pause, listen, and think it through. Often, your intuition knows what's best for you, even before your logic does. Trusting your instincts also keeps you true to yourself, especially when you're up against social expectations or family pressures. For example, say you want to switch careers to follow a passion, but those around you see it as a risky choice. In moments like that, if the decision feels right and true to you, trust it. The path may be challenging and lonely at times, but living authentically brings a sense of freedom and confidence that nothing else can replace. Think back to a time when you followed your instincts, even if it didn't make logical sense at the time, and it turned out to be the right choice. Maybe you left a relationship your mind told you to hold on to, only to later realize that your instincts had saved you from deeper pain. This experience shows us that, even when it's hard to understand, our instincts combine all the experiences and values we've collected over time. Marcus Aurelius believed that instincts are built from our experiences, values, and knowledge. Instead of always chasing others' expectations, try listening to what you truly want for yourself. Others may call your choices risky, but if that inner feeling tells you it's the right one, trust it. No one can know you better than you know yourself. 2. Engaging in deep conversations. Have you ever had a conversation that left you feeling like you learned more about yourself and the person you were talking to? That's the power of deep, genuine conversations, moments where you truly listen and open up. Marcus Aurelius, both emperor and Stoic philosopher, recognized that sincere communication isn't just about exchanging information. It's a way to better understand others and, in turn, yourself. Think about a time when a friend opened up to you during a hard time. You sat there, without judging, without interrupting. You let them talk, allowing their feelings and stories to flow naturally. You realized that simply by listening, you not only understood them better, but also found a kind of peace and empathy within yourself. In those moments, the other person might open up even more, and you discover a shared bond. Having a deep conversation doesn't require you to be a great speaker. Often, All it takes is sincerity and a willingness to listen. Try sitting down with a family member and asking about their thoughts or worries. When you don't try to fix or impose your views, you create a safe space for them. They might share things they've never said before, and you'll feel a genuine connection, one that goes beyond surface-level words. Imagine a work scenario too, where you have a difference in opinion with a colleague. Instead of rushing to defend your stance, try listening to understand their concerns. You could ask, "What worries you about this approach?" This method helps you see their viewpoint and can lead to better solutions. Such empathy helps ease tension and fosters better work relationships. These conversations teach us humility. By listening without judgment or trying to change others, you start appreciating each person's unique story and perspective. Instead of control, you learn acceptance, and that's what makes life so rich. In the end, these conversations are gifts. You don't just learn more about others, you gain a deeper insight into yourself, understanding the values you hold dear. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, when we truly listen and open our hearts, life feels fuller, and we never feel alone on our journey of self-discovery. 3. Identifying personal values and ethics. Have you ever felt lost in a sea of choices, not sure what truly matters? That's when your personal values, like an inner compass, guide you toward what's truly worth pursuing. Picture a work situation where you have to choose between standing up for fairness or going along just to please someone. If integrity is one of your core values, it becomes easier to stand by your beliefs, regardless of the outcome. In relationships too, values like patience and respect help you choose to listen rather than react quickly during conflicts. This way, you not only preserve the relationship, but also feel fulfilled, knowing you're living true to your own principles. Marcus Aurelius advised living in line with the values you hold dear. If courage is a value you prize, challenge yourself to face new risks, like changing careers or mastering a new skill. Living by your values makes decision-making feel less like pressure and more like following a solid foundation. Think of your values as guiding stars. Sometimes life's challenges make you doubt, but returning to that inner compass brings a sense of peace and confidence. These values are what keep you steady during tough times, helping you live your life without the need for others' approval. As Marcus Aurelius taught, happiness doesn't come from seeking external thrills, but from being true to what you believe is right. When you know your core values, you'll find inner peace and freedom no matter where life takes you. 4. Developing self-awareness. Have you ever wondered why sometimes you react so strongly to something small, or why certain feelings keep coming up, even in different situations? Self-awareness is the journey to explore these patterns. When facing a stressful situation, instead of asking, "Why am I angry?" try asking, "What is really bothering me?" Maybe it's the pressure to do everything perfectly or the fear of being judged. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Keep your mind calm. Don't let emotions pull you away." This reminds us that emotions are sometimes just fleeting responses, not the complete truth. For instance, if you feel disappointed by unmet expectations, instead of dwelling on it, ask yourself, "Why am I putting so much pressure on myself?" You might realize the disappointment stems from comparing yourself to others. By understanding your feelings, you can approach situations with a calmer perspective. Self-awareness also improves relationships. For example, during an argument, if you pause to consider, "How will my words affect them?" you become aware of the impact of your emotions. This allows you to respond more thoughtfully, creating a more genuine and meaningful conversation. Try spending a few minutes each day observing your emotions. It could be while commuting, cooking, or sitting quietly. Ask yourself, "How am I feeling today?" Don't judge, just notice what comes up. For example, if you feel anxious, ask why. It might be a task you're worried about or an upcoming meeting. Understanding the root of the feeling will give you relief and help you find solutions. Marcus Aurelius, faced with the pressures of ruling an empire, relied on self-awareness to keep his mind at peace. He understood that self-awareness is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing journey to keep a steady mind. You can start with small daily steps. Listen, observe, and get to know yourself better. That's how you'll find your true strength, not by changing others, but by mastering yourself. 5. Practicing daily meditation. Meditation can be a simple yet powerful way to find peace and clarity in your mind, especially amid daily hustle and stress. Imagine that every morning, instead of rushing to check your phone or dive into your to-do list, you spend 5 minutes just sitting still, closing your eyes and taking deep breaths. As you focus on each breath, you'll feel your mind calming, your worries fading. This is your chance to step away from the noise of life and reconnect with yourself. When starting meditation, you don't need anything complex. Just sit in a comfortable chair, in a quiet corner at home, or even on your bed. Take a deep breath, feel the air filling your lungs, then slowly exhale. Each breath is like a gentle reminder that you're here, in this moment, with no need to worry about the past or future. Meditation isn't just about calming down. It's also a chance to observe yourself. During a stressful day, sit down and notice the thoughts racing through your mind. Maybe worries about work, life pressures, or things you've overlooked. Instead of fighting these thoughts, watch them float by like clouds in the sky. This helps you recognize feelings without judgment or trying to control them, gradually helping you understand yourself better. Try setting aside a few minutes each day for meditation, and you'll notice a shift in your mind. Stressful moments won't affect you as easily, and whenever you feel overwhelmed, you can return to your breath for a sense of calm. For example, if there's a tense meeting at work, pause for a few seconds to breathe before responding. You'll find yourself less stressed, more composed, and less prone to quick, impulsive reactions. Think of meditation as a friend, a natural way to soothe your mind. If meditation feels distant or abstract, simply try sitting quietly and focusing on your breath each day. It's a moment just for you to be still and observe. Meditation also helps you see things more clearly, making it easier to accept and let go. The worries and fears that once felt urgent will start to lose their grip. You'll find yourself accepting life with peace and gratitude because you understand that everything is part of the journey and that you already have everything you need within yourself for happiness. As meditation becomes a habit, you'll notice a positive change not just in your mind, but also in your relationships. In stressful moments or difficult conversations, simply returning to your breath allows you to handle things calmly, bringing harmony into your interactions with others. Start meditating today. Set aside a few minutes daily, sit quietly, and focus on your breath. Let meditation become a precious pause in your busy life, helping you find peace and inner freedom. Over time, you'll realize that meditation isn't just a stress relief tool, it's a key to a life that's more peaceful, fulfilling, and profound. 6. Engaging in creative activities. Have you ever felt overwhelmed after a long day and just wanted to do something to clear your mind? During times like these, a creative activity can feel like a magic remedy, even if you're not a professional artist or musician. For example, simply sitting down to doodle or sketch can relax your mind. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece, but to let yourself freely express yourself without rules or expectations. Marcus Aurelius, despite the heavy responsibilities of being an emperor, found peace in writing. He didn't write to complete a work for others to read, but simply to arrange his thoughts and release emotions. You could do the same. Grab a journal and write down whatever's on your mind. As you fill each page, you'll feel emotions releasing and your mind becoming lighter. If you've never tried creative expression, start with something simple. Try snapping photos on your way to work, cooking a new recipe you've never attempted before, or playing around on a musical instrument. You might not create a masterpiece, but each of these activities helps you connect with yourself, find joy in small things, and unwind from the busyness of life. Creativity also boosts your self-confidence. Think about how you feel after finishing a sketch, cooking a meal, or writing a heartfelt journal entry. No matter how small, that's your accomplishment, showing you've overcome a small challenge. Realizing you can be creative helps you trust yourself, not only in artistic pursuits but in all areas of life. Creativity doesn't have to be a big deal. It could be arranging flowers from nearby trees, experimenting with a unique recipe, or even jotting down a few lines of poetry. Don't worry about whether it's good or not. Just enjoy the process. What matters is that you allowed yourself to explore and try something new. So, choose a creative activity for yourself today. Let yourself enter a private world where you can express emotions freely without anyone judging. Like Marcus Aurelius found peace in writing, you too can find joy and serenity in these simple, meaningful moments of creativity. 7. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Have you ever felt hurt and immediately tried to hide it, hoping that if no one noticed, the pain would just disappear? Imagine being hurt by an offhand comment from someone close to you. Your first instinct might be to ignore it, but deep down, it lingers. Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophers believed that hiding pain only makes it worse. True strength comes from facing it. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you're living authentically, no longer hiding your weaknesses. For example, if you had a big dream that didn't work out, let yourself feel the sadness instead of pretending to be strong. Sharing your feelings with someone close can remind you that you're not alone. This brings you inner peace and strengthens relationships built on empathy and trust. When you let others see your imperfections, you create space for them to do the same, forming meaningful, lasting connections. Think about times you felt you weren't good enough, maybe after missing an important goal or seeing flaws in your personality. Facing and accepting those emotions transforms them into valuable lessons that help you understand yourself better. These experiences gradually build resilience, making you more prepared for future challenges. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we not only live genuinely, but also open doors for others to share their struggles. True friendships are often built from moments when both people can share joys and sorrows without putting up defenses. For example, sharing a hard experience with a friend may encourage them to share their own, creating a strong bond of trust and understanding. Facing vulnerability leads to a unique sense of freedom. It doesn't mean never feeling sad, but rather knowing you're strong enough to handle it. When you no longer fear vulnerability, you'll live more freely and confidently, knowing that each experience, whether joyful or painful, shapes who you are. 8. Managing your reactions. Have you ever found yourself in a small argument and suddenly one heated response escalates everything? A split-second reaction can erase calmness and even hurt relationships. But if you stop, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this reaction really helping? You'll see there are often better ways to handle the situation than just reacting impulsively. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The only thing you can control is your mind and how you respond." This reminds us that while we can't control everything around us, we always have the choice to decide how we respond. Imagine being in a rush at work and a colleague interrupts with a question that feels trivial. Your instinct might be to snap back or respond curtly. But if you pause, you could choose to respond calmly and respectfully, preserving the relationship. This doesn't just avoid unnecessary stress, it leaves a positive impression on those around you. At home, for example, after a long day, imagine your child accidentally spilling water on the table. The first reaction might be to scold, but if you pause and ask yourself, is this really that serious? You might find that a gentle reminder and helping them clean up works far better. Keeping peace at home. By staying calm, you also show others you can control your emotions and aren't easily swayed. In situations requiring maturity, like resolving disagreements at work or in family life, this calmness builds trust and maintains harmony, preventing emotional outbursts from breaking bonds. A simple tip is to pause and breathe deeply whenever a strong emotion arises. With practice, you'll notice life becoming less stressful. Small issues won't bother you as much, and even big challenges will feel more manageable. Mastering your reactions creates a sense of peace, letting you live without being pulled by every passing emotion. Try applying this today. When emotions flare up, remind yourself, you can choose your reaction. Just pause, breathe, and respond from a place of calmness within. 9. Embracing new challenges. Have you ever thought that every challenge in life is an opportunity to uncover your hidden strengths? When faced with difficulty, instead of asking, "Why me?" try seeing challenges as lessons to grow. Marcus Aurelius advised that challenges aren't obstacles, but stepping stones for growth and progress. Start with a small challenge each week. For instance, if you've never been an early riser, try waking up early for a week and enjoy the quiet morning. Or, if social situations make you nervous, aim to greet a new colleague every day. These small challenges gently push you out of your comfort zone without overwhelming you. Over time, as you conquer each one, you'll build confidence and see that even bigger challenges become more manageable. When faced with obstacles, think of it as training. Like an athlete building strength through daily practice, each small challenge strengthens your willpower. For example, if you're learning a new skill like playing guitar or a sport, each practice session, no matter how short, brings you closer to mastery. Looking back, you'll realize that these challenges shaped you into a stronger version of yourself. Challenges aren't punishments, they're chances to become better. By regularly practicing small challenges, whether it's learning a new language, completing a weekly goal, or facing a long-standing fear, you'll notice growth in how you see yourself and respond to life. Suddenly, the things you used to dread seem less daunting. Marcus Aurelius taught that each challenge is a necessary step toward building courage. When you're accustomed to facing small challenges, even life's big obstacles lose their intimidation. Not only does this help you progress in work and learning, but it also strengthens your relationships. You'll be less likely to waver in the face of unexpected events because you've already built resilience and self-belief. So don't see challenges as roadblocks. Instead, view them as gifts that make you stronger and more self-assured. It's when you step out of your limits that you feel a newfound freedom and inner strength, ready for anything life throws at you. Remember, each of these principles is a small but steady step on the journey to self-understanding. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to live a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This reminds us that everything we need to build a peaceful, meaningful life is already within us. We just need to learn how to discover and embrace it. Start small, and you can practice each principle easily in your everyday life. For example, try identifying your core values by writing down the 3 things you value most. It could be honesty, patience, or optimism. Place them somewhere visible as a daily reminder. For self-awareness, take a few minutes each evening to reflect and ask yourself, what did I learn about myself today? Write a short line in a journal. It doesn't have to be elaborate, just genuine. To trust your instincts, start with a small decision that you feel unsure about, and instead of overthinking it, listen to the feeling in your heart. You might be surprised to find that intuition often provides insights that the mind can overlook. When it comes to emotional reactions, begin by taking a deep breath before responding in tense situations. This brief pause gives you time to think more clearly and avoid impulsive reactions that you might regret later. Creative practice doesn't need to be complicated. Spend a little time sketching a picture, writing a short piece, or experimenting with a new recipe. Small, consistent actions add richness to life and connect you more deeply with yourself. And every time you face a challenge, remember, it's not a roadblock. It's an opportunity to grow. Rather than avoiding it, face it and say to yourself, "This is how I get stronger." Challenge yourself with small goals like learning a new skill or completing a weekly task. Over time, you'll find a stronger will and determination. Finally, embrace your vulnerabilities. When you feel sad or tired, open up to someone you trust. Don't be afraid to let your guard down, that honesty builds truly meaningful relationships. Each of these actions, however small, contributes to creating a more complete version of yourself. Let this journey become a source of inspiration, helping you recognize your inner strength and move towards a life of inner freedom. Don't wait. Start today with the simplest steps, and you'll see remarkable changes within yourself. If this resonates with you, please like and subscribe to Daily Stoic Practice, and share your insights in the comments. Your thoughts may inspire others on their own journeys to inner peace and resilience. Don't miss our daily videos, insightful discussions, and practical tips for applying Stoic principles to your modern life.